Show you guys how I made this peplum top. Welcome back to Do It Yourself Sis. I'm Monay. So today we have a really fun project. I'm going to show you guys how I created this beautiful peplum top. Do not worry, this is a super fun and easy project for beginners. And you know, once you get started making it, you're going to get like a low-key addicted, and you're going to be making peplum tops for everybody and yourself. We are going to get started with this project, and stay tuned. So here is all of the materials I will be using. So I'm first going to iron out my pattern. Spray the back of my pattern, and I'm going to flip it over and make sure it's completely flat, and then I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to do this for all of my other patterns as well. That my patterns are all cut out, I'm ready to start cutting my fabric. So I'm just going to follow the instructions, and I'm going to trace my pattern on all of my fabric. I'm starting with the front panel, and I'm going to work my way to the back, and the whole process is just tracing and cutting out. I'm just going back to review how to assemble the front panels. So now I am ready to use my sewing pins. I am going to pin down my side sections to my center section. So I'm ready to start sewing. I am going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So this is how my front section looks after it's completely sewn together. So for our back section, we're going to repeat the same process we did for the front section. And the one thing about the back section is that it's different from the front section because it has a zipper, and we'll revisit the zipper a little bit later. Now I'm going to pin together my front and back sides. So now I am ready to sew my facing. I'm going to straight stitch these together. I am going to place my facing on the front of my top. Make sure your top is facing upright. So now I'm using my sewing pins to pin down the collared section. I'm going to pin under the arm, and I will not be sewing down my shoulder. I will leave that open, and I'll show you in a minute why. So this is the facing sewn onto the top, and you see the open holes at the top. So I'm going to just flip that so it will be facing the right way, and I'm going to pin my shoulders together and I'm going to sew them. So guys, this is how it looks with the facing attached to the top. It just makes it look a little neater and more polished and finished. So now I'm going to add my faux leather sleeve. So now I'm going to trace out my pattern and cut it out. So now I'm going to stitch my sleeve together, and then I'm going to flip it right side out. So now I'm going to insert my sleeves into my top. I'm going to make sure my top is inside out, and I'm going to pin all around. I wanted to create a puff sleeve on the top of my shoulder, so I'm just folding over my fabric and pinning it, and I'm going to do this 3 times. Now I'm going to stitch my sleeve together. Here is the finished sleeves. I love the puff accent on the shoulder. So I pinned my zipper to my faux leather. Now I'm going to straight stitch them together, and I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side. So before I pin my pieces together, I'm going to grab my ruler and I'm going to measure out 1 inch away from the zipper because that's where I want my fabric to lay. So now I am ready to sew my pieces together. Here is the finished zipper. I really like it. It's a nice complement to the faux leather sleeves. So guys, like I said, wasn't this super easy to do? This is great for beginners. So if you are like hesitant to like start making clothes, I would start off with a top, just something super easy, just to get your feet wet to see if you like making clothes. But this will be something unique to you and your style, and you're gonna have fun with it. So you guys, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Bye.